In the previous video, you studied the Bahamani dynasty established. In that dynasty, Tajuddin Firoz Shah was great sultan. So now study the Tajuddin Firoz Shah 1397 to 1422 CE. He was liberal, judicious and a believer of God. So he made copies of Quran and edited it for his whole life. He was a writer, encouraged all languages, and he was an expert in geometry and theology. Theology means studied of the religious belief of God. So he established an observatory in Daulatabad in Maharashtra. He enriched the beauty of Kalaburgi, their capital, because of he built a new city called Firozabad on the bank of Bhima river. He gifted many villages to Sufi saint Bandi Nawaz. He was arrived in kingdom during his period, and he concentrated on the development of forts, and as a result foreign trade was encouraged. Now see the contribution of Bahamani dynasty. Education. Bahamani sultans encouraged Islamic education. Chanting of Quran was a part of education. Kalaburgi, Bidar, Elichapura and Daulatabad and others were Islamic educational centers during their reign. Poor people or orphans were provided free food and shelter, and scholarships were given students in madrasa. Madrasa built by Muhammad Gawan. Quran, philosophy and principles of Sufism were taught in the schools. Literature. Literary activities were greatly encouraged by Bahamani sultans, and they sheltered many philosophers, poets and writers. Firoz Shah, Muhammad Shah II and Muhammad Gawan were writers and minister poets. During the Bahamani sultan's reign, Persian, Arabic and Urdu literatures were developed. Great Sufi saint, we already know, Bandi Nawaz belonged to their period. The language that they are other foreigners used became the famous Dakhani. It means Urdu. Sculpture. The history of Bahamani dynasty is famous for sculpture and architecture. Monuments in Bidar, Kalaburgi and other places are Indo-Islamic style. It is familiar as Dakhani style or South Asian style. The first contribution of Bahamanis is Jami Masjid of Kalaburgi. It was built by Muhammad Shah. The meeting hall with a small domes in the major architecture here. Tombs of sultans are in Kalaburgi and they are also domed structure. The tomb of Bandi Nawaz is another prominent monument of Kalaburgi. Bidar Solakam Mosque and beautiful places the port are famous. Where is Solakam Mosque? The Solakam Mosque in Bidar. These buildings are decorated and have carved wooden craft on them. 12 tombs of Ashtur near Bidar are also famous. The prominent monument of the Bahamani kingdom, it is Madrasa. Who built the madrasa? Muhammad Gawan built the madrasa. It is 242 feet wide, 222 feet long, 56 feet height and 3-storied building. The building, which is more than 5 centuries old, appears to be declaring its glory.